Hey there, and welcome. Today, we are going to tackle a question that I know is on everyone's mind. Which AI should I actually be using? I mean, there are so many of them out there, and every single one claims to be the best. So let's cut through all that noise and get some real answers.
And this just nails it, doesn't it? It feels exactly like this. You're walking into this huge digital supermarket, and every single box on the shelf is just shouting, "I'm the best!" One's for writing, one's for coding, another makes amazing pictures. It's totally overwhelming, and it is so easy to just grab the one everyone's talking about without even knowing if it's the right one for you. So let's tackle this best AI problem head-on. The whole point of this is to get you to shift your thinking just a little bit. We're going to stop asking which AI is the best overall, and we're going to start asking a much smarter question. Which AI is the right tool for the job I need to get done right now? It seems like a small change, but trust me, it makes all the difference.
So how are we going to do that? Well, with a really simple, practical framework. We're going to build what I'm calling your AI decision checklist. This is all about getting you from that feeling of confusion to a place of real clarity, so you can pick the right tool with confidence, without getting sucked into all the marketing hype. Okay, so if we're not just looking for whatever's labeled the best, then what actually matters? What are the real things you should be thinking about when you make this choice? Let's break it down.
So what really matters? It pretty much boils down to these 5 things. First, what's your task? Are you writing? Are you coding? Are you doing research? Second, what's your risk level? Is this just for fun, or are you working with stuff that could get you fired if it leaks? Third, your workflow. Where do you live all day? Is it Google Docs, Microsoft Office, Slack? Fourth, your tolerance for hallucinations. That's when an AI just confidently makes stuff up. And finally, your privacy expectations. That last one is huge, and we're definitely going to come back to it.
And here's how you turn those ideas into a super practical checklist. Before you even try a new tool, just ask yourself these 5 questions. 1. What do I actually want this thing to make for me? 2. How wrong can it be before this becomes a real problem? 3. Am I going to be pasting sensitive data into this thing? 4. Do I need it to back up its claims with sources? And 5. Do I need it to work inside the apps I already use? Just answering these for yourself will narrow down your choices like you wouldn't believe.
All right, now that we have our checklist, let's do a quick tour of the main types of AI tools out there. We'll see how you can use these questions in the real world to match the right tool to whatever you're working on.
First up, you've got your all-rounders, like a ChatGPT or a Claude. These things are amazing for just general help and brainstorming. Think of them as your creative partner for a huge mix of tasks: drafting an email, summarizing a super long article, or just kicking around some new ideas. They're basically the Swiss Army knives of the AI world.
And here's a really simple way to test one of these general-purpose AIs. Give it a prompt just like this one. What you're testing here is its ability to follow multiple specific instructions one after the other. If it can handle a 3-step command like this without getting confused, you know you've got a pretty capable assistant on your hands. Okay, next category. What if you need answers that come with sources? For that, you're going to want a research-focused tool, something like Perplexity. These are built from the ground up to search the web, pull together findings from different places, and, this is the most important part, give you citations for what they claim. But, and this is a really big but, you still have to check those sources. It is so easy for an AI to cite a source that doesn't actually say what the AI claims it does. So the key is to use a verification prompt like this. You're asking it to show its work. If it can't point you to the exact sentence that backs up its claim, then you should treat its answer as a starting point, not a finished product.
All right, let's talk about writing. Look, pretty much every AI can write something, but the really good ones are great at controlling tone, at being consistent, and just having good editing instincts. Does it get the difference between a professional tone and a friendly one? Does it stop using fluffy filler words? That's what you're looking for.
Here is a fantastic little prompt to test this. Ask it for the same basic message, but in 3 totally different tones. This tiny test will immediately show you how well the AI handles nuance and how concise it can be, and both of those are absolutely essential for any serious writing. Now for coding, just like with writing, nuance is a big deal. But for developers, integration is everything. The most powerful tools are the ones that work right inside your code editor because they understand the context of what you're doing. You're not just getting random code snippets, you're getting smart suggestions that fit perfectly into your workflow.
So how do you test a coding AI? Easy. Give it a broken piece of code and the tests that are failing. The secret sauce here is that last instruction. Explain the minimal change. A good, disciplined AI will make a precise, safe fix. An overeager one might try to rewrite the entire thing, which might be clever, but it's also risky and frankly exhausting to deal with.
Okay, this little table kind of pulls it all together into a handy cheat sheet. You can see the big players, what they're best for, and most importantly, what you need to double check. So for something like ChatGPT, you need to check the data controls on your specific plan. For tools built into Google or Microsoft's world, you have to check your company's admin settings. And for an image tool like Midjourney, you always want to check the default privacy settings.
Okay, now we need to talk about something that most people just ignore until it's way too late, and that is privacy. Honestly, the best AI for you might not be the most powerful one. It might be the one that gives you the clearest and safest data controls for what you need to do.
And this right here shows you exactly why the plan you're on matters so much. If you're on a basic consumer plan, your data is probably being used to train the model, but on an enterprise plan, it is not. You get way more control, you get admin oversight, and you get clear promises about how your data is handled. If you are touching any kind of sensitive company information, this difference is absolutely critical.
I love this analogy because it is just so spot on. Using an AI without checking the privacy settings is like borrowing a stranger's phone to text your boss. You know what, might work out fine. Or it could turn into a complete disaster that you'll really regret. It's just not a risk worth taking.
So instead of us just sitting here debating which tool is better, I want to empower you to find out for yourself. It is time to run your own simple, quick AI bake-off. Let's get practical. Here are 3 simple tests you can run on any AI you're considering. The clarity test checks if it can follow structured, detailed instructions. The accuracy test checks if it knows what it doesn't know, which is super important. And then there's the real workflow test, probably the most important of all. Give it a real, boring task from your actual job and see how much it really helps. And as you're running your tests, use a simple scorecard like this one. Judge each tool on the quality of what it gives you, how much you had to edit it, and whether its confidence actually matched its correctness. And don't forget to factor in how easy it is to use and, of course, your personal comfort level with its privacy policy. Give each one a score. It's a simple way to make a smart decision.
And we'll end on this final thought. The best AI is always going to be the one that fits your job, your risk level, and your workflow. But please, always remember this. If a tool saves you an hour of work, but it costs you your trust or your company's data security, that's not a bargain. That's a loan. And it comes with some very high interest. Choose wisely. Thanks for watching.